Members of the 292nd Basic Training Class, and ladies and gentlemen, please rise or remain standing and direct your attention to the Reno County Sheriff's Department Color Guard as they present the colors of our nation in the playing of our national anthem. Color Guard, please present the colors. You may be seated. During your time at KLETC, you've all walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder of those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photos of the 28 individuals memorialized preserve their memories and give families, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the citizens of Kansas. At this time, please join with me in observing a moment of silence to honor those 28 KLETC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. Members of the 292nd, it's just by the luck of the draw that I was assigned to be your class coordinator. Just over 14 weeks ago, when I was first assigned to this class, I had no idea just how much of an education I was going to get right along with you. From the first day I met each of you in classroom 1 to today, I have been your greatest supporter and your biggest cheerleader. From our highs as a class to our challenges as a class, each of you have kept your integrity intact and taken your oath of office to heart. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. As I've told you, my expectation for police officers is not set by test scores or heroic deeds, but by one question. Am I willing to get in a patrol car with you and go out and patrol as your partner? All of you now have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to be great law enforcement officers. And to each of you, I say today, let's roll, partner. On behalf of the KLETC administration and everyone here at KLETC, congratulations on completing your basic training. It is my pleasure today to introduce today's commencement speaker, Chief Rich Lockhart from the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department. Chief Lockhart is the police chief for the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department. He started with the Lawrence Police Department in January of this year, after serving nearly 6 years as the chief of police in Warrensburg, Missouri. There, he oversaw several major projects that improved service delivery for the department. He also served 26 years with the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department prior to his retirement. Chief Lockhart held the rank of major with the Kansas City Police Department at the time of his retirement. Having worked in various assignments within the department, including human resources, patrol, special operations, records, and development. He was the department spokesperson for more than 8 years, conducting hundreds of interviews with both local, national, and international media. Chief Lockhart has a master's degree in public administration from the University of Kansas and a bachelor's degree in biology from Harding University. In his off-duty time, Chief Lockhart enjoys photography and classic cars, and he and his wife, Laura, have 7 kids. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Lockhart.
Thank you for that introduction. It's not often I get to sit on this side of the reactions when you hear that I have 7 kids. So we didn't all have them have all of them together, though. We're a blended family, so you guys can rest easy. Most of them are gone now. We've only got 2 left at home. I want to thank you for having me here this afternoon. I'm honored to share this experience with all of you. Nearly 32 years ago, I sat where you are. And what I will tell you is take in this experience and enjoy it. It's something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And the bonds that you formed here will be something that you will take with you for the rest of your life as well. There were 32 people in my class, and I can remember every one of them. We sat in the Scottish Rite Temple, which is at 31st and Paseo in Kansas City. It's bright red carpet. It's a really old church building, and so just take in all the sights, the smells, the sounds of what is here at your KLETC campus. I also want to ask you to do something for me in just a minute. I want to thank all of your families, and I want you to stand up and thank your families for all the support they've given you. So if you would stand up, give them a round of applause. You guys. There you go. Thank you. You guys can sit down now. You can sit. I forget they're used to like people telling them what to do for a while. So in another week, we won't be able to tell them what to do. They'll be arguing with us. So it'll all be back to normal, right? This academy is more difficult than the one that I went through because I didn't live away from my family for the week. So we ran into a young mom at the restaurant when we were eating lunch, and she's got twins and another kid. And I'm thinking, oh man, this guy is really enjoying his time away, right? But that's about to end, and she told us that's about to end. So you guys will get back to your normal life. One thing, though, is sometimes we don't always remember to tell our families how important they are. So today, make sure that when we're done here, that you let your families know how much you appreciate them giving you the last 16 weeks to chase your dream. And then when you get back home, make sure you do something nice for them to let them see your appreciation. I've got 4 themes that I want you to take for my message today. The first one is I want you to keep your idealism. How many of you told someone in your interview that you took this job to help people? We always ask them, why do you want to be a police officer? I want to help people. Okay, that's what everybody says. Why do you really want to be a police? And if they're honest, they'll say, I want to drive a 375 horsepower car. I want to shoot guns. I want to chase bad guys. I want to throw people in jail, but none of them say that. So I know you have idealism in your heart, and so I want you to work on keeping that there. I can tell you after 32 years that cynicism that develops in police officers is very difficult to keep out of your heart. So work hard and keep it there. The second one is respect everyone that you meet. How many of you in here have been stopped by the police? All right. How many of you remember every time it happened? Every one of us, right? As an officer who stops you, I will forget about my stop with you most likely by the end of my shift. The way that you treat someone on a traffic stop will be with them for the rest of their life. I had an officer who observed a car stopped on the side of the road. He stopped to help him. And as he got up to the car, the motorist's first reaction was, why are you harassing me again? He said, I was just stopping to see if you needed some help. He said, I don't need your help. I'm just out of gas. He said, can I take you to the gas station to get some gas? And the guy was just floored. And he sent an email to me telling me about this story. And he said, in my life, I've lost count of how many times I've been stopped by the police. But this officer stopped me, or didn't stop me. He stopped to help me. And I will remember that forever. You're going to meet people from all walks of life. Value them. You're going to meet people who are not like you. Value them. You're going to meet people who are doing things that you think are wrong. Value them. You're going to meet people who want to harm you. Value them and learn from them so you don't get hurt. That person you meet is someone's father, mother, brother, son or daughter, sister or friend. Value them. The third thing is don't give away your integrity. Your integrity is the only thing that someone cannot take away from you. Think about that. They can take my car. They can take my house. They can take my badge. They can take my gun. They can take anything I have, but they cannot take my integrity. M.H. McKee said, wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is looking. To lose your integrity, you must do something or behave in a way that is not ethical. Keep yourself to the higher standard that is required of a law enforcement officer. It's not always going to be easy, but give this gift to yourself and never give it away. Lastly, take care of yourself. In 2019, 228 police officers committed suicide. That's more than the line of duty deaths for that same year. Over my 32-year career, I've lost a number of friends to suicide. Kevin Gilmartin is an author who wrote a book called Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. So I know these guys don't have pen and paper. Family members, if you do, I want you to write that down. Kevin Gilmartin, Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. It's mandatory reading for police officers and their families. For us, it helps us understand why we are what we are. We are not normal people. Normal people don't walk into a restaurant and look to see where the exits are. Normal people don't walk into a restaurant and have to sit in a corner with your back to a wall so you can see the front door. Normal people don't have their heads on a swivel looking to find out where the bad guy's coming from. Normal people don't feel uncomfortable sitting in the front of a room. These are all things that we do every day. And we do them because we have to survive. We have to be aware of what possibly can happen. The rest of us live in a world of probability, is what Dr. Gilmartin says. Probably if we go out of here right now, there's not going to be a tornado. Very low probability, right? At least right now. But all of us are going out that door and we're thinking, You know, it's possible. Somebody knows graduation is today. If you wanted to take out a bunch of cops, where would be the best place to do it? In the parking lot of KLETC. Anybody in here think that? I got one guy in uniform. I bet no one else thought that, right? These guys may not have even thought it. We're not normal. This book will tell you why you're not normal and why that needs to be that way. But you as family members will begin to understand why we're not normal, because you're still normal. We're the only abnormal ones. So when we come home and we're all weird, you're like, why are you weird? And we're like, I don't know. I'm not weird. You're weird. You just don't understand me. This conversation is going to happen. Read the book. It will help you understand emotional survival for law enforcement. It will help your relationship. It will help you if you're not in a relationship, or just to understand yourself better and process. You're entering one of the noblest professions. I can tell you with absolute 100% certainty, you will not get rich. You will get hurt. You will be sad. You will be scared, but you will have the best time of your life. Thank you very much for your time today, and congratulations to all of you, and best wishes on the start of your law enforcement careers.
Chief Lockhart, if you'd step up here, please. Chief Lockhart, on behalf of the 292nd class, please accept this plaque as a thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule today and sharing your thoughts for the graduates.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you. I'll take that. So you don't have to worry about it. Here at KLETC, we like to recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skills during their basic training. For the 292nd class, we will start with the fitness abilities. Fitness being a key component in an officer's life. It helps them to deal with daily stress that they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers of whatever they may encounter. During their time here at KLETC, all the members of the 292nd class were active and engaged in a fitness routine. However, one student officer met the goals of the 200-mile club. To be recognized as a member of the 200-mile club, a student officer must have completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they must have logged 200 miles or more outside of the classroom activities here at KLETC. The officer who met that goal of the 200-mile club, please stand and be recognized. Officer Robert Garland from the Andover Police Department, please join me at the podium. For his efforts in the 200-mile club, Officer Garland is being awarded this fitness medal. Please join me in recognizing him for his efforts. The Firearms Award, the Top Shot Award, recognizes the student officer from the basic training class for their firearms proficiency. Officer Mason Dick of the Mound Ridge Police Department, please join me at the podium. Officer Dick has shown great skill and proficiency during both the firearms qualification and during the tactical shooting drills. Shooting is a perishable skill, and it truly requires constant effort to maintain your abilities, and you have shown that practice and effort pays off. Officer Mason Dick, this medal is awarded to you for being the top shot for the 292nd basic training class. Congratulations. Please join me in recognizing his achievement. KLETC also recognizes student officers who excel in academics by placing them on the Director's Honor Roll. To be placed on the Director's Honor Roll is a substantial accomplishment. A student officer must achieve a total average on all the written examinations of 94% or higher. Today, we have 2 officers who have achieved the Director's Honor Roll. Will Officer Mason Dick of the Mountain Ridge Police Department and Officer James Smathers of the Lawrence Police Department please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. As a further honor, the student officer on the Director's Honor Roll with the highest overall academic score is awarded the Larry Welch Award of Academic Excellence. Officer James Smathers of the Lawrence Police Department, please join me at the podium. This award is named after former KLETC Director and retired Kansas Bureau of Investigation Director, Larry Welch. On behalf of the instructors and the staff of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center, it is my privilege to announce that Officer James Smathers of the Lawrence Police Department is the recipient of the Larry Welch Award of Academic Excellence for the 292nd Basic Class. Thank you, sir. It's now time for the class president to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 292nd Basic Training Class President is Officer Robert Garland of the Andover Police Department.
To do what ought to be done, but would not have been done unless I did it, I thought to be my duty. Brother Robert Morrison, Phi Delta Theta. Law enforcement professionals of Class 292, know that you are worthy of this historical hour. I want to welcome all the chiefs, sheriffs, other leadership represented here, and thank them for sending these fine, unique classmates, kind professionals, my friends, that I have had the pleasure to share this academy with. We thank the instructors and the staff, especially the role players, here at KLETC for the knowledge they have imparted on us and the care they have provided. They have given us housing, nourishment, and maintained this, our temporary home. I also want to welcome all the friends and family here today that have supported each and every one of us through our time here. We started this academy 14 weeks ago. Well, most of us did. Some started a little bit before that. We have grown through our struggles, however small or great they have been. My colleagues cannot be kept down by challenges like a broken back, a hospital stay due to COVID, a death in the family, or a little knee pain, but that was self-inflicted. That guy ran too much. Just like the knowledge we have been given here, we integrate these struggles into our lives as we draw strength moving forward. We have been tested here at KLETC, not only to build confidence, but to drain the abilities we did not have. Each of us were rolling around like legless horse until Instructor Becker and Torres taught us proper defense tactics. We learned the nuances of the law so we can be pro-Constitution law enforcement professionals. We don't need to cry again at the hands of Instructor Byfield or Instructor McElmore in court. We even did a little yoga with Instructors Satterley and Tureen to help us with that kind of stress. One special thing we learned here was that you need a specific shovel to check a claymore as live ordnance. Parks guys are wild. We are guardians for those who need us. We are role models for our entire community. To walk as boldly as lions, we will prevail through the wicked snares of the devil. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will surely help you. I will uphold my right hand of righteousness. We perform our duty for the ones we love, the ones we've lost, and the ones we will never forget. Thank you.
Officer Garland, it's my pleasure on behalf of the KLETC administration and staff to present you with this plaque as an appreciation and recognition being the 292nd Basic Training Class President. I hope that you'll display it proudly. Congratulations. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of our training and our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is constantly a reminder of the enforcement officer and what they're doing is the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during their time here at KLETC because the ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. The law enforcement officer assumes a great deal of responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They've entered into a profession of being a role model, of leading by example. They're enforcers of the law and protectors over our communities. I'll now ask Class President Robert Garland to lead the class in reciting the law enforcement oath of office affirmation.
On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
Class 292, in a few moments, you will be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLETC. I ask that you carry this coin with you as a reminder of the lessons you learned and the friendships you forged. The back of this coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder.
Officer Stephen Conley, Cherryvale Police Department. Officer Anthony Cooper, Metropolitan Topeka Airport Authority Police Department. Officer Mason Cooper, Hutchinson Police Department. Officer Chance Corsair, Park City Police Department. Mason Dick, Mound Ridge Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Second row, please stand. Officer Aaron Ekdahl, Emporia Police Department. Officer Derek Ehlert, University of Kansas Medical Center Police Department. Assistant State Park Manager J. Daniel Fallon, Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. Officer Noah Feastel, Pratt Police Department. Officer Felicity Garner, Carbondale Police Department. Deputy Chance Georges, Reno County Sheriff's Department. Officer Dylan Hettenbach, Arkansas City Police Department. Officer Judah Kidd, Park City Police Department. Officer Bartholomew Miller, McPherson Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Officer Martine Orozco, Emporia Police Department. Deputy Philip Shepard, Osage County Sheriff's Office. Officer James T. Smathers, Lawrence Police Department. Officer Otay Spires, Arkansas City Police Department. Deputy Isaiah Tippin, Jewell County Sheriff's Office. Eli Tobin, Derby Police Department. Officer Matthew Woodrell, University of Kansas Medical Center Police Department. Deputy Troy Zweigert, Cheyenne County Sheriff's Office.
And Officer Robert Garland, the second of the Andover Police Department. Third row, return to your seats. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our graduation ceremony for today. I'd like to thank each of you for coming and supporting the graduates of the 292nd. We'll conclude by formally certifying the graduates. Graduates of the 292nd class, would you please stand? On behalf of Executive Director Darren Beck, I hereby certify each of you as law enforcement officers of the state of Kansas. And for the words you've been waiting to hear for 14 weeks, class is dismissed.